If you clicked on this video, chances are you like me, someone who doesn't want life to just pass by, someone who's seeking more, not achievement, but in clarity, calm, and meaning. I used to believe that progress meant adding more to my life. More goals, more work, more hassle. But the real change began when I started subtraction. In Japan, we call this Hikizan no bigaku, the beauty of subtraction. Not just in how we design our spaces, but how we live. So today I want to share 11 things I chose to let go of, not to shrink my life, but to expand my mind. The first thing I quit was trying to control everything. For years, my peace depended on how well things went. If work flowed, I was happy. If people liked me, I felt safe. But life doesn't work that way. I read a line in Courage to be Disliked that says, all problems are interpersonal relationship problems. That's when I realized I've been pouring my energy into controlling things I couldn't. Other people's opinions, outcomes, the future. Now I focus on the only things I can steer. My actions, my attitudes, my next step. Letting go felt like dropping heavy luggage I didn't realize I was carrying. The second thing I quit was comparing. This one was huge. Every morning I scroll Instagram, see people traveling, scaling businesses, living their dream lives, and I'd be sitting there in my apartment in Tokyo, sipping coffee, feeling behind. In Japan we say, 隣の芝生は青い. The grass next door always looks greener. One night, I caught myself scrolling endlessly and thought, am I living my life or just watching this? Now, when I feel comparison creeping in, I switch the question from, why not me? To, what can I learn from them? And that single mindset shift turned comparison into fuel. The third thing I quit was playing small. When planning my first events in Kamakura, I hesitated. Should I book a small room for 10 people or reach the bigger 50-person space? I was terrified. Who was about to think people would come? But I remembered the phrase from Inamori Kazuo. 思いは招く. What you believe, you invite. I booked a large room. 30 people came. That decision taught me. Growth doesn't wait until you're ready. You create space for it first. Fourth thing I quit was perfectionism. I used to write, delete, rewrite emails for 30 minutes. I hesitated to post content, worrying if it was right. But one phrase shifted me. 恥をかくことを恐れるな. Don't fear looking foolish. Now, I'd rather be real than polished. I let myself write imperfect emails, post imperfect videos, host imperfect events, because I realized perfection was the enemy of connection. Fifth thing I quit was consuming more than I create. This was a harsh truth to face. I used to tell myself I was learning, but really, I was just watching Netflix. One day, I asked myself, what if I use this time to create something instead? That's when I recorded my first real video. Was it perfect? No, but it was mine. Since then, I reminded myself, progress comes from showing up, not from watching. Sixth thing I quit was glorifying busyness. I'm someone who loves checklists, tasks, schedules. But one night, staring at my packed Google Calendar and thought, is this freedom or a new kind of a trap? In Japan, there is a saying, 足を知る. No sufficiency, live abundantly. Now I focus less on how much I do and more on whether it matters. Fewer tasks, more meaning. Seventh thing I quit was chasing external validation. For a long time, I made choices based on how they looked on the outside. CPA, Deloitte, a safe job in Tokyo. It all impressed people, but it didn't fulfill me. I realized I wasn't living my life. I was living the version that would get the most approval. Walking away from that was terrifying. I gave up the title, the salary, the stability, But in return, I gained something I've been missing all along. The freedom to live by my own value. To choose not what looks good, but what feels good. Everything I quit was mindless scrolling. After a long day, I used to relax by scrolling social media. But I end those sessions feeling empty. So I created a simple rule for myself. No social media after 9 p.m. Instead, I take walks. I sit outside. I watch the season change in Hokkaido. In Japan, there is a quiet appreciation code. Mono no aware. Finding beauty in fleeting things. And honestly, a 10-minute evening walk gives me more meaning than any TikTok video ever could. The ninth thing I quit was neglecting my health. I used to treat rest as something to earn. Sleep less, work more. That was my badge of honor. Until my body says, no more. Now, I treat rest, movement, and nourishment as non-negotiable. I no longer ask, do I have time? I make time because you can't build a dream life on a tired mind and body. 10th thing I let go of was waiting for perfect conditions. Before I started YouTube, I delayed for months. I told myself, I need a better camera and clear plan. But then, I remembered phrase from my grandmother. 思い立ったが吉日. The day you decide to begin is a lucky day. So I filled my phone, no fancy gear, just me showing up. The first small step changed everything. Now I remind myself, clarity comes after action, never before. The last thing I quit was choosing safety over authenticity. I stopped ignoring my inner voice. For years, I silenced the quiet whisper inside me, the one that said, this path isn't yours. I buried it under titles, paychecks, and other people's expectations. CPA, Deloitte, Tokyo. On paper, it looked like a success, but inside I felt empty. One day, I finally listened. I left the safe path. I moved to Sapporo. And more importantly, I started doing what I truly wanted to do. Creating, sharing my story, and guiding others through their own transformation. Ignoring my inner voice gave me safety. Listening to it gave me freedom. In a life I can finally call my own. Simplifying isn't about living small. It's about making space for the life you truly want. So now I'd love to ask you, what's something you let go of that made your life feel a little lighter? Share in the comments. I read every single one. If today's message resonated, I'd be honored if you like this video, subscribe, and join me on this journey. Let's keep life simple and intentional. See you in the next one.